It was raining hard that night. The neon sign of Lorenzo's Bakery flickered weakly, painting the wet pavement in trembling colors of pink and gold. Inside, the smell of freshly baked pastries filled the air, warmth, sweetness, and comfort. Outside, under the awning, a young homeless girl clutched her stomach, shivering. Her voice trembled as she whispered to the baker inside. "Yes, sir, do you have any expired cake? I haven't eaten in 2 days." The baker hesitated, but before he could answer, a tall man in a black suit, his shoes polished like mirrors, stopped at the door. His gaze lingered on her, not in disgust, but in a quiet, haunted silence. That man was Ethan Cross, a billionaire whose heart had long been frozen by loss. And in that fleeting moment, as he watched the girl beg for a piece of expired cake, something inside him cracked. He didn't know it yet, but that girl was about to remind him what humanity truly meant. Ethan Cross was a man who had everything, or at least, that's what the world believed. The CEO of Cross Enterprises, owner of multiple luxury hotels, a man whose name was whispered in boardrooms like a legend. But behind the headlines and success stories, there was a hollow silence that echoed every night when he returned to his penthouse, empty, quiet, and filled with memories of a daughter he'd lost 3 years ago in a car accident. That night, after another soulless business dinner, Ethan walked through the streets of downtown. He didn't know why, maybe he was looking for something familiar, something human. The rain had just begun when he passed Lorenzo's Bakery. That's when he saw her, the girl, maybe 17, drenched and shaking, her fingers trembling as she tried to wipe her face. Her clothes were soaked, her shoes worn thin, and her voice barely audible. "Please, sir, just something old. I don't mind if it's thrown away." The baker looked uncomfortable. "Sorry, miss. We don't keep leftovers overnight." Ethan couldn't move. The way she said please, it wasn't just hunger. It was defeat. The kind he knew all too well. He stepped forward and said quietly, "She'll take whatever's fresh. Put it on my bill." The baker froze. The girl turned slowly, her eyes widening when she saw the man, tall, clean-cut, clearly from another world. I don't want charity," she murmured. "I just wanted the old stuff." "It's not charity," Ethan said. "Consider it an act of investment." Her lips parted in confusion. He smiled faintly. "You're investing in staying alive another day. I'd like to see what happens next." The baker quickly packed a small box, a slice of chocolate cake, still warm, and a cup of milk. The girl took it with trembling hands and whispered, "Thank you." Ethan didn't ask her name. He just watched her as she found a corner on the street, sitting on the steps of an old library. She didn't devour the cake like he expected. Instead, she tore it in half and placed one half beside her. A stray dog crept from the shadows, and she smiled softly as it ate. Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. A girl with nothing, still shared. That night, he couldn't sleep. Her image, small, fragile, kind, haunted him. By morning, he had made a decision. He was going to find her again. It took him 2 days. The girl, it turned out, slept in an alley behind a laundromat. When Ethan approached, she flinched, ready to run. "Relax," he said gently. "You dropped this." He handed her a small scarf, not hers, but something he'd brought. "You looked cold last night." She hesitated. "Why are you doing this? People don't just help for no reason." "Maybe because someone once helped me," he replied quietly. "And I didn't thank them in time." Her name was Maya, he learned. 17. Her mother had died of illness 2 years ago, her father had vanished soon after. She'd been in and out of shelters, washing dishes when she could, sleeping wherever she found safety. He offered her a part-time job at his company cafeteria, cleaning tables, simple work. She refused at first. "You don't even know me," she said. "That's the point," he replied. "Sometimes strangers see you more clearly than people you've known forever." Weeks passed. Maya started working quietly, avoiding attention. But her kindness didn't go unnoticed. She often packed leftovers for other homeless people near the park. Slowly, she began to smile again. One afternoon, Ethan came to the cafeteria himself. She was wiping tables, humming softly. "You've changed this place," he said. "Everyone smiles more now." She blushed. Maybe they just like free cake, she teased. He chuckled. Maybe they like your heart. But the truth was, Maya was healing him. Every act of kindness, every shy smile, every word of gratitude pulled him back from the edge of grief. One evening, she found him sitting alone in his office, staring at a small photo of his late daughter. Maya gently placed a cupcake in front of him. Your daughter, she said softly, she wouldn't want you to keep blaming yourself. Ethan's breath caught. How do you? You look at the world like someone who lost their reason to smile, she said simply. But you still came back to the bakery. You still helped me. That means there's light left in you. Tears welled in his eyes. For the first time in years, Ethan allowed himself to cry. Months later, Ethan opened a new foundation, the Crumb of Hope Project, providing food and shelter for the homeless. Maya became its first manager. Reporters asked him what inspired the name. Ethan smiled softly. A girl once asked for expired cake. But what she really gave me was a reason to live again. The audience fell silent. And somewhere, in that moment, the men who had everything realized, sometimes the smallest act of compassion can save two lives at once.